Hello guys, and welcome to the second video about the judging system. And today I want to discuss the biggest problem with the judging system. The single biggest problem. This is the root of all evil, if you will. If we don't solve this problem, we will hardly solve any other one. And you will see why. It's the problem with the judging system and with the yo-yo contest in general. So the biggest problem is that we don't have a goal. There's nowhere stated what do we actually want to achieve by making yo-yo contests. And it might seem a bit strange to you, but it is actually very important. It is the most important thing, because if we don't have a goal, we cannot evaluate any changes that we want to make to the judging system. We cannot base those changes on some real arguments. If we make a change to the judging system, how do we know that this change was positive? Like, some people like it, some people don't like it, so what? If we have a goal, we can actually say this change can bring us closer to this goal, or we can test it, we can measure it. Yeah, we can't measure success. Right now, as an example, the last change to the judging system was the change with the music use. So there are now two categories of music use. I would just sum it up as right now music use is more important than it was before. Is this a positive change or negative? What's the impact? And we don't really know, right? Because we don't have anything to compare. We can't say like now it is better than it was before, because we don't know what we actually want to have better. If you were working in a company and you want to make a proposal, you will say, hey, this will make us more money. It's easy. But here, I will make a proposal and say, hey, we will change to the judging system something, and what does it do? This is like the main reason why we can only throw opinions, and why this is all about the opinion game. Because it's always just, I like this change, I don't like this change. And because we don't really know what's the overall goal, we cannot really say anything. So as an example, if we had a goal, which is, kind of stupid, to find the fastest player on every contest, then we can start evaluating the system. Does the system bring us closer to this goal? So do we need showmanship? I guess no. Like, if you are trying to be showman, you can't really be that fast. You are losing time by being a showman. So maybe we can get rid of showmanship. Do we need control? Well, I guess you need to control the yo-yo to be the fastest player. And now we get to the interesting thing. Do we need execution? And now we can ask, hey, the fastest yo-yo player don't need to execute much tricks. He don't really need to land any tricks. He can just, do a pinwheel really, really fast. And now we can say, oh, hey, maybe the goal is not actually the good, and maybe we can refine that goal. We can rephrase it to make it more like what we want. So just by specifying the goal and trying to analyze the system, we actually came up with some conclusions. We came up with the conclusion that we don't need some evaluations, and maybe we need to refine the goal because it's not precise enough. But as you may realize, the current goal is not to find the fastest player on every contest. And the real goal is probably way more complicated, and it's hard to specify. I am aware of that. The real goal actually is kinda there. We all kind of feel that we had some common goal. We trying to make community grow. We try to make it enjoyable and bring more people to the contest. But this, it's not really well specified. And when you actually get to some deeper arguments about the system and about the contests, you will find out that people actually have a bit different goal. Or they understand it differently, or they have different interpretation of that goal. And we kind of all feel like it's the similar thing, but the specific things can be different. Even though we might agree on some abstract, in some abstract sense, we won't agree on some specific things, and we need to clear those out. Here I wrote some super simple examples of a goal what we might do, but I don't think it's the perfect goal. You will have some objections to it. Maybe we can make it better. The point of this series is not to just rant about what is wrong. I want to actually make some change. So what I did was that I create a new document on Google Sheets. Here I will sum up like what I think is the goal, just trying to throw some ideas on paper, not really the final product, because I think it's very hard to actually specify that goal and we will need to iterate on it a lot more. And what I would like to have is, I take this as a community effort. I don't want to just be in a position where I will dictate everything. That's not the point. That I will share this with you. I will put a link in the description, and I have it in Czech, but I think it's in English. It is proposals. So you can actually make proposals to edit this goal, and we can discuss them in the comments, and we can refine the whole structure of the goal. And if you don't like the goal that I'm writing here, we can maybe start another page and we will write another goal, like maybe different type of goal that we might have, or some different options. I just want to start the discussion. We are looking for a terminal goal, if you will, which is in terms of artificial intelligence. It's that goal that you can't really tell why you want this goal. Let me just Google. Yeah, there are terminal goals and instrumental goals. If you have an instrumental goal, you can say, why do you want this? For example, wanting money is an instrumental goal. You can't really do anything with just raw money, it's just a paper. You can say, hey, I want to buy food, and then that's another instrumental goal. Why do you want to buy food? Well, because I need to eat. And why do you want to eat? Well, because I need to live. And the terminal goal is the last final goal that you can't really say why do you want this goal. So that's why it will be, I think, pretty hard to actually specify it, because it's that little bit of opinion game that we can't really get rid of. We will need to figure this out. We can take a vote, because this is just about opinion. So we can vote on this, what do we actually want as a community. And maybe we can have, if we have two different goals, we can have two different types of competition. So yeah, this video is a bit long, but I think it's worth it because it's important. These two first ones were a bit more abstract, but I think it was really important to establish this common ground, this base. So now if I will discuss things in other videos, I can actually relate to the goal, and we will be refining it, we will be writing it. So I could, if I propose a change, I will say, hey, it could bring us closer to the goal. Or if we had two different goals, we would say, hey, it can bring us closer to this one and maybe closer to this one, or I don't know, or not. It will be just easier to discuss those things. So in next videos, I think I will be more like jumping around between different topics. So it's not, I don't really want this to be like a checklist. I just want to be maybe more fun, more interesting, just diverse. One last thing I wanted to say is, some people maybe misunderstood this as something about how to click, or and I will be discussing that, but more from a design point of view. I won't really be telling you how you should click and how I click or something. That's not really the point, even though it might be interesting and we might do something related. This is not really like school of judging, this is more like community effort to redesign the judging system or create a new one. And if you actually if you are interested in how the judging system works from a competitor point of view, I highly recommend watching Gentry's series How to Become a Yo-Yo Champion. He goes into detail in a lot of categories, and it is really nice series. I liked it, and if you watch it, you will make way better freestyles, I think. And there's also another video from Brandon Wu where he explains the judging system in a kind of more fun way. So I will link both of those in the description and you can watch them. They are pretty nice. So I think that's all for today. Thank you for visiting me. Join us on the document. Just, don't be afraid to make any kind of comment, any kind of proposal. We will discuss it. It will be a bit of opinion game because there's no way around that for terminal goal, but I think it's very important. It's probably the most important thing in this whole series. So thank you and see you next time.